Right now, in a sealed, climate-controlled vault in Stuttgart, Germany, there is a car worth $142 million. Not a house, not a jet, a single car. That's more than the GDP of some small nations, more than most professional sports teams, and roughly the price of 47 Bugattis stacked on top of each other. And here's the part that should annoy you. You will never be allowed to buy it, because it is quite literally not for sale to you or anyone else on Earth. That car is number 1 on this list. But before we get there, let me prove I'm not wasting your time. Because when I say the most expensive cars in the world, I don't mean a Lamborghini your dentist could finance. Every single car on this list costs more than a mansion. The cheapest one here starts at $9 million. So this is the real list 10 machine so absurdly expensive that owning one puts you in a smaller club than the people who've walked on the moon. And the only question that matters is, what could a car possibly do to be worth more than a private island? Let's count down, and I promise the number 1 will break your brain. Number 10. Bugatti Centodieci, $9 million. We start our list with a bargain that costs $9 million. The Bugatti Centodieci was built to honor Bugatti's 110th birthday, which is exactly why only 10 were ever made. It produces 1,600 horsepower from a quad-turbo W16 engine, hit 60 in 2.4 seconds, and every single one was sold before the public even saw it. Cristiano Ronaldo reportedly owns one. $9 million, and it's the cheapest thing we'll talk about today. But $9 million is pocket change compared to what happens when a car isn't just fast, it's one of one. Number 9. Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, $17.5 million. At $17.5 million, the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta nearly doubles our entry price. Only 3 exist, and one of them belongs to Horacio Pagani himself, the founder, because when you build the most beautiful car in the world, you keep one for yourself. It's a roofless, open-top masterpiece with an AMG V12 screaming behind your head. 3 cars, $17 million each. And yet, one man decided a single Pagani wasn't rare enough. Which brings us to a car painted the most expensive shade of black on the planet. Number 8. Bugatti La Voiture Noire, $18.7 million. The black car. When Bugatti unveiled La Voiture Noire in 2019, it instantly became the most expensive new car ever sold. At the time, $18.7 million. And there is only one. The buyer's identity was kept secret, though the entire internet is convinced it's a certain European football legend. It's a one-of-one tribute to a lost 1930s Bugatti that vanished during World War II. A car so mysterious it's been called the automotive equivalent of a missing Da Vinci. But a brand new hypercar, no matter how black, is nothing compared to what happens when the world's most exclusive brand builds you a boat on wheels. Number 7. Rolls-Royce Boattail, $28 million. $28 million. The Rolls-Royce Boattail isn't a car you order, it's a car you commission, the way a king commissions a portrait. Only 3 were made, and the rear deck opens like a butterfly to reveal a full champagne setup with a parasol, chilled to the exact temperature of the owner's favorite vintage. It reportedly took 4 years to build. Jay-Z and Beyoncé are widely rumored to own one, which would make it one of the most expensive cars ever bought by a celebrity couple. And just when you think Rolls-Royce couldn't get more extravagant, they built something even the Boattail owners would envy. Number 6. Rolls-Royce Droptail, $30 million. At roughly $30 million, the Rolls-Royce Droptail is the most expensive new car the company has ever produced. Each of the 4 examples is completely unique. One, called La Rose Noire, features over 1,600 individual wood veneer triangles arranged by hand to create a mosaic, a process so painstaking it took hundreds of hours just to make sure the grain lined up. The owner even wanted a matching timepiece built into the dashboard. But here's where our list takes a hard left turn. Because up to now, we've been talking about new cars machines built this decade. Everything from here on out is old. And that's exactly why the prices are about to explode. Number 5. 1957. Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti. In 2016, at a Paris auction, the gavel came down at $35.7 million for a single 1957 Ferrari, one of just 4 ever built. This car raced in the golden, terrifying era of motorsport, when drivers had no seatbelts and no roll cage. It once hit over 180 miles an hour on public roads during the legendary Mille Miglia, back when that race was so deadly it was eventually banned outright. You're not buying a car anymore. You're buying a piece of history that people died chasing. And when you're buying history, only one name sits at the very top of the food chain: the Ferrari 250 GTO. Number 4. Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, $40 million. Estimated at around $40 million, the 1930s Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is one of the most valuable cars on Earth, and only 2 known examples survive. This is the very car whose lost sibling inspired La Voiture Noire from earlier on our list. With its riveted spine running down the center of the body, it looks less like an automobile and more like something out of a comic book. One is owned by fashion designer Ralph Lauren, whose private collection is so valuable it's been displayed in art museums. But a $40 million Bugatti still can't touch the single most collected, most obsessed over car in automotive history. Number 3. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, $48.4 million. $48.4 million. That's the number a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO hit at public auction in 2018, a world record for any car sold under the hammer. Only 39 250 GTOs were ever built, and there's a running joke in the collector world that, to be allowed to buy one, Ferrari has to personally approve you as worthy. It's not enough to have the money, you have to be the right kind of person with the money. But 48 million was only the public record, because behind closed doors, away from the cameras, an even bigger number was quietly changing hands. Number 2. 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO, $70 million. Roughly $70 million. That is the figure widely reported for a private sale of a 250 GTO. No auction, no publicity, just a handshake between 2 of the wealthiest collectors alive. For years, that made it the most money any car had ever changed hands for anywhere on the planet. Think about that. $70 million for a 1960s Ferrari, a car with less technology than the phone in your pocket, no airbags, no touchscreen, and a top speed a modern minivan could nearly match. Which raises the impossible question, what on earth could be worth even more than that? What could possibly dethrone the untouchable Ferrari 250 GTO? The answer is a car that sold for double. Number 11955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, $142 million. $142 million. In May of 2022, in a private ceremony at the Mercedes-Benz Museum, one of the 2 300 SLR Uhlenhaut coupes ever made was sold to a single collector, and it instantly became the most expensive car in the history of the world, nearly doubling the previous record overnight. It's named after Rudolf Uhlenhaut, the engineer who built it and famously used it as his personal commuter car, casually driving one of the rarest machines on Earth to work like it was a Honda Civic. And here's the payoff. The reason this car justifies every impossible number on this list: Mercedes never intended to sell it. For nearly 70 years, both cars sat locked away, considered priceless, and permanently off the market. When they finally let one go, the buyer had to agree to a condition written into the contract. The car can never simply be hidden in a garage. It must, at times, be shown to the public. So the person who paid $142 million for the most expensive car on Earth doesn't even get to keep it entirely to themselves. So there it is, from a $9 million Bugatti all the way to a car worth more than most people will earn in 10,000 lifetimes. And if you're waiting for the twist, The moral, the catch, here it is. Not one of the 10 most expensive cars in the world was bought to be driven. The Ferraris will never race again. The Rolls-Royces will barely see rain. That $142 million Mercedes will spend most of its existence behind glass, admired but untouched. Because, at this level, you're not paying for a car. You're paying for the one thing money can't manufacture, the certainty that no one else on the planet can ever have what you have. The engine, the speed, the leather, the horsepower, none of it matters. What these people are really buying, for tens of millions of dollars, is the simplest thing in the world: to be the only one.